Halo 3 is a game that many people have fond memories of. 6 years of Halo, thousands of development hours, countless sleepless nights and ruined marriages, all working towards a vision of making Microsoft a lot of money. And what we got was the greatest video game lobbies.
Look at your fucking dad, I want to talk to him. Obviously he's fucking raising you like a faggot.
And the biggest video game release of all time until a way less interesting game released a year later. Now this game is very popular, so I don't want to say anything too different to upset anyone, however this happened.
Murder the heretic.
Oh, my favorite character, Metroid, actually kills Keith David at the start of the game because there is no god. You and Johnson continue your religious war, and for some reason Bungie thought it was a good idea to have Metroid hallucinate about his Siri girlfriend every 2 seconds. All of the hallucinations are boring except for the one where Siri says, "This place will be your tomb." See, that one, in the context of how it happens, is actually kinda cool. Although I don't understand why this happens, I actually went on Reddit to figure this out, and this one guy said something about how the Gravemind hijacking the link between Siri and Metroid makes the hallucinations happen, and he's doing it to compel the protag to go to the Ark. But now I'm even more confused because how is the link between the two strong enough to enable them to communicate across light years and without Siri even being connected to Metroid in the first place? Furthermore, if this mound of flesh can somehow hijack her communication functions, how come he can't figure out that she has kept the key to destroying Halo and him all this time? What was I talking about? Yeah, so Johnson feels compelled to split up, so he gets captured, naturally, but Metroid saves him. And they go to the country of Africa, Kenya, where Pope Alexander VI, that's the guy from Assassin's Creed 2, Rodrigo Borgia, I think. He shows up and says, "Hey guys, I am the Space Pope, and my whole society definitely isn't a man-made hit piece on Abrahamic religions. By the way, I just showed up here to let you all know that you're nasty heretics, and I'm going to blow up the universe and send you all to hell.
I will take his blood for the blood god. I will ensure that this heretic dies 1,000 deaths. I will not be denied."
Metroid kills a bunch of brutes, blows up the place, continues his genocide crusade, and reunites with his friends where they continue defending themselves against aliens until this cutscene happens where Keith David's ghost ignorantly says,
"What is it? More brutes?"
Are you kidding? Did you not see all the fucking disease, pestilence, and sin coming from that thing?
More brutes?
Yeah, sure, bro. It's more brutes.
So you kill a couple brutes, jump into the pits of hell, and Chief lets the dude from Destiny grope his girlfriend so they can figure out that they need to go to the Ark in order to stop the flood, because there wasn't enough Bible references that ultimately don't make a point of anything. You see what they did there? You know, they have to go to the Ark to escape the flood. Metroid is Sam 117. Yeah, you got that? You got that. The Ark level references Halo 1 sniper level, and that's all I got to say about it because the next level is the end-all be-all. This is my favorite level from the trilogy. Every type of combat is represented in one of the most varied levels as the full scale of Halo is made known to you, as you fight from the forested beaches to the first tower to find out that Johnson messed up, so you invade another tower with a Hornet to cut out the Halo barrier, only for High Charity from Halo 2 to show up. And now the Flood has appeared to stop you and the Prophet, so you roll through the snow in a tank. Destroy 2 Scarabs, and you and Keith take the longest bridge to truth. Miranda Keyes shows up and dies. For some reason, the Halo community likes to pretend that this was an impactful death. I don't know why, but more interestingly, the Flood shows up and aids Samus and the Keith David on their way to kill Truth because the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Deluded theists, we must turn the Pope into a blood eagle and feast on his corpse.
I'm in way too good of a mood right now to argue. Let's eat that Pope.
Keith David confirms his place in hell, I think, and as it turns out, the evil space zombies are evil, so you kill some. And for reasons I'm sure made sense to someone at the time, killing the last of the Covenant prophets wasn't the finale. Instead, you go through a shitty flood level to get Siri, and then do another shitty flood level, except you get to kill Destiny and Johnson dies, which is another death Halo fans like to pretend was super impactful, even though Johnson's only purpose in the games was to say cool shit. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba. You crash into the ship, it gets split in half, and Keith David and the Admiral shake hands, which is a little shocking considering less than 3 months ago Keith was literally trying to genocide humans. Whatever though. Somewhere in space, Metroid decides to go to sleep, thus ending the Halo trilogy, yet enabling Microsoft to form a new development team in order to keep their flagship title running. Now you may be wondering if the actual gameplay is fun, and truth be told, the campaign itself is amazing, filled with great set pieces and carefully crafted battle arenas. However, the original multiplayer servers are lost to time since they recently got put down, so it's really impossible to give an accurate overview of the multiplayer section, except that the Halo 3 multiplayer is available on the Master Chief Collection, and actually kinda sorta maybe I feel the multiplayer was probably only fun for the time of the release because the actual movement and gunplay is really slow. It's a game of tactics and head games with each other, and while it's not fair to compare a game from 2007 to a game from 2021, but I would like to point out that Halo Infinite has the Halo 3 head games and gameplay philosophy, except it's cranked up to 11 and I'm a chimp brain that needs constant stimulation to feel any amount of excitement from a video game, and that's my inadvertent way of saying Halo 3's multiplayer gameplay is conventionally good in today's political climate, but there are much more modern and fun ways of experiencing the same gameplay loop. Halo 3 is still a fun experience and at times is even greater than modern video games, but I can confidently say that the last 2.5 hours of Halo 3's campaign is some of the most boring levels in the whole series, and unfortunately the game tries to hit emotional beats from characters dying, and I honestly don't know why they do that. This woman is in the series to tell Chief what to do and is barely present in Halo 2 or 3. This guy was only in the first 2 games to say cool shit, and he doesn't even do that here. I do want to give the multiplayer praise for currently working, and I think it still has its place, but there are still much better options for FPS games. This game is still worthwhile, but I feel the greatest of all time title that people give it is more so people projecting their fond memories of playing with their friends on Xbox Live, more so than the game itself actually being that good. That's all I'm going to say about the game now, because I feel like I've dug myself a grave and I got a bottle of wine and that bitch ain't gonna drink itself. So, bye-bye. Have a nice day.